Good morning, students. So, next class is the election process in India. Yeah, you know about elections. So, what is the meaning of elections? So, through elections, people elect their representatives to rule the country or to frame the rules and regulations. Clear? So, here the the election commission of India is one of the body who conduct elections in our country. So already you know India is the largest democratic country in the world. So what is the meaning of democratic? So here the leaders will be elected by the people. So already we know the one definition: for the people, by the people, to the people. That is the meaning of democracy. Okay, so people only elect their representatives to rule or to frame the laws. So that is the meaning of democratic country. So at the time of mid of the 19th century, we got the democracy. In the same time, so many countries got freedom, but they chose different form of governments like military governments, dictatorial governments, or capitalistic governments. But our leaders chose democratic form of government. Okay, so in democratic form of government, the elections are very essential. Elections are very essential, and elections are uh, like blood of democracy. Okay, so that's why here the Election Commission of India conducts elections in our country. The Election Commission have right to conduct elections in our country. So it is a autonomous body. They don't obey orders of any central or state government. So the Election Commission established, and the commissioners were appointed by only president. Those are answerable to president only. No one can influence these people, either state government or central government. Political people or who are in the government cannot influence the election commissioners. So they have more powers. It is also autonomous body. They have their own powers, functions. Clear? So recently in Bihar, the election commission announced elections in Bihar. They are going to conduct elections in Bihar in October 28th and November 2nd and 3rd, I think. Okay, like that, election commission decide when, where the elections should be conducted. Next, election system in India. Actually, our country, our country is a vast country, and we are having a more population. So the people cannot take the decisions by themselves. They cannot gather at one place. That is very difficult. So that's why we required elections. We required elections. Since independent, so in our country, elections are conducting. So before independence also, the British government was conducted elections in 1935. Sorry, in 1937, I think. Okay, so mostly all the governments formed through elections only after the independence. These election commissions frames a code of conduct at the time of elections to the political parties. What is the meaning of code of conduct? Rules and regulations formed by the election commission. So, and they conduct elections, and they announce the result to form the governments. So these are the duties of the election commission. Next, the election commission of India. The election commission of India came into existence on 25th January 1950. So this is an autonomous constitutional body. So this commission was established by our constitution. Constitution gave more powers to election commission. So how to elect the commissioners, how to removal and duties of the commissioners, everything written in the constitution. So only the president have rights on the election commission. So election commissioners are answerable to the our President of India only. So no one can influence these people. So election commission conducts elections in our country for Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, state legislative bodies, means to elect the MLAs, president elections and vice president elections will conduct by election commission only. The election commission conducts elections with the help of about 45 lakhs staff. So to conduct the elections, the election commission need 45 lakhs of employees, but the Central Election Commission has no separate staff to conduct the elections. They need 45 lakh staff to conduct the elections actually, but they don't have a permanent staff in this department. So at the time of elections, according to the Article 324(6) of the Constitution, 324 within the bracket 6 of the Constitution, with the permission of the President of India, so and the permission of the state governors of the states, so these commissions utilize the services of central and state government employees. Got it? So to conduct elections, they required 45 lakhs employees, but they don't have a permanent staff. So to conduct the elections, they utilize the state government or central government employees with the permission of president. So during the election time, commission has complete hold on the government employees who are working under this commission. So at that time, so central governments or state government don't have any right to transfer the employees and to give the promotion to the employees. So all rights had by only election commission. Clear? Next, the chief election commissioner. So again, we have an election commission. In that election commission, 3 commissioners are there. Previously, only 1 commission was there, but after 1993, they provided 3 commissioners. 3 commissioners. So out of 3, one is the chief election commissioner, and remaining 2 are considered as election commissioners. So these 2 election commissioners help to the chief election commissioner. So these three together take the decisions to conduct the elections. So the Chief Election Commissioner is the head of the Election Commission of India. So out of three, one will be selected as a Chief Election Commissioner. He or she is from Indian Civil Services. Who selected to Indian Civil Services? So out of them, one will be appointed as a Election Commissioner. So tenure, the period of the commissioners is 6 years or up to 65 years of age, whichever is earlier. So normally the period of this commissioner is 6 years. Before 6 years, if the age crossed the 65 years, then they will be retired. Clear? So we are having one is Chief Election Commissioner and two election commissioners. Okay, so in Indian political system, the Election Commission has been playing an important role or crucial role. So these Election Commission got more popular after the T.N. Seshan. After T.N. Seshan, who worked as a election commissioner in the period of 1996. So he implemented different conditions in the election process. So he had given some recommendations about elections. So we'll discuss about those. So what are the recommendations of T.N. Seshan? So at the time of elections, 14 days time limit for campaigning after the date of withdrawal of nominations. So here nominations means who are interested to contest in the elections, they should submit the form to participate in the elections. So later some people may withdraw from that. So after withdrawal of nominations, they will provide 15 days time limit for campaigning. Already you know the campaigning means. So the people who are contesting in the elections or political parties will explain what they are going to do after elections. They will go to door and they will advertise through TVs, papers to obtain the votes. Okay. Next, one candidate should not contest from more than two constituencies at a time. So previously the candidates, because of fear of defeat, so they contested more than 3, 4, 5. So if they elected in one or two or three constituencies, later they will resign in another constituencies. Again they have to conduct elections in those constituencies. So it is very difficult. That's why T.N. Seshan recommended. So Election Commission will permit the candidate should contest in only two, not more than two constituencies. Next, if any candidate is punished for 2 years, he or she is banned from contesting elections for the next 6 years. So who punished for 2 years imprisonment, so those are not having a right to contest in elections for the next 6 years. Next, if the contesting candidate expires, the election shall be postponed but not be abolished. So they will conduct after 3 months or 6 months, but they don't abolished. So previously what happened? So to abolish, to cancel the elections. So one political party or people try to kill the other political party candidates to cancel the elections. But after session, so those if it is happens in any constituency, the elections only postpone, they don't abolish. Next, after completion of campaign time, sale of liquor shall be banned for 48 hours. So between elections and campaign, there is a 48 hours is there. So before 48 hours only the campaign should be stopped. So in between time, the liquor shops should not be open and they don't have right to sale of liquor. So these recommendations done by the TN session, so most of the accepted. Okay, that's why after TN session the election commission became very popular. Clear? Next, functions of the election commission. Functions of the election commission. So article 324 to 329 part 15 of the constitution given some powers and functions to the election commission. According to the constitution, these election commissioners use some powers. Those powers are administrative powers or administrative functions. So what are the administrative? Three functions they have: administrative functions, advisory functions, quasi judicial functions. So we'll discuss what are the duties or functions of the election commissioners. First one is administrative functions. So in this, prepare electoral rolls. So what is the meaning of electoral rolls? So means to record the voters. So after crossing 18 years, every citizen should be become the voter. They should apply for their voting right. So they maintain the list of the voters. List of the voters. The body of voters is called as an electorate. So they maintain the prepare electoral rolls, and sometimes they will reschedule this, revise this list, and they provide this list in some areas to check whether we have votes or not, like that. Next, demarcation of constituencies. Sometimes the constituencies may be changed. So in Telangana, what happens after Telangana formed, we divided the state into almost 29-30 districts. So previously we have some constituencies, now the constituencies were increased. So like that, demarcation and territorial area of constitutions will be decided by the election commission with the permission of the president. Okay, next, it announces the schedule of elections. So this is very important function of the election commission. After completion of 5 years, in every state we have to conduct the elections. So after completion of 5 years, they have to conduct the elections for central also, and even Rajya Sabha members will be retired. 1/3 of the members retire for every 2 years. Okay, so at the time of death of any member of parliament or member of legislative, so if anyone resign, so to fill that vacancies, okay, commonly every 5 years the elections will be conducted in the state level and central level. Meanwhile, in the between, so any situations raised, then they conduct elections, midterm elections in this area. So these only the election commission only take the decisions when where they are going to conduct the elections. Next, gives recognition to the political parties. So to contest the elections, the political parties will be registered as political party on the name. So the recognition will be given by only election commission. Okay, like Telugu Party, TRS, DMK, or Congress, BJP. So these all the parties are registered their names under election commission. Without political party also people can contest in the election, that is different. Okay, so if you want to contest elections under a name, so they should be registered. Allots the symbols to political parties. Already you know every political party has their own symbol. BJP is having a lotus, Congress symbol is hand, okay, and Mamata Banerjee's party is having two leaves, okay, like that every party has their own political symbol, party symbol. So those are allotted by election commissions. Next, it frames and implements the code of conduct. It is also very important. At the time of elections, they frame some rules and regulations they should obey by the political parties. So that is the meaning of code of conduct. It will discuss next. Advisory functions. The second functions is advisory functions. So it advises the president and the governors of the state regarding the disqualification of representatives. So in code of conduct, some rules and regulations are there which are should be do or not to do. So if any member who are contesting in the elections, if anyone not obey the code of conduct, those will be disqualified. So these commissions will appoint some employees to observe these activities of the candidates. So when the candidate cross these rules, then those will be announced as disqualified. So with the advice of the election commissions, the president will be disqualify those people. Next, another one is quasi-judicial functions. So quasi-judicial functions means only our judges having judicial functions actually, but sometimes these election authorities, election commissioners also having some quasi-judicial rights at the time of elections. So with the help of these quasi-judicial functions, it solves the disputes between parties. Sometimes at the time of election period, so both the different parties quarrel and fight together. So that's why at the time of these disputes, these election commissions try to solve these problems. Next, political parties in elections. Already you know, so many political parties are there. So in our India, the elections are one of the big festival. So usually we celebrate Dasara, Deepavali, Sankranti, 1 or 2 days. But at the election times, we celebrate more than 1 month. All people will get more facilities, fun, enjoyment, entertainment. Okay, we treat it is a big festival in India. Elections are big festival in India, of course, but political parties in India, a political party is formed when it has a written code of conduct and registered